Last week, I told you a new enemy was arriving in the garage. Now today, I can tell you, the RitFit Gorilla has landed. How's it going, everyone? Sean, Colonial Barbell Club. Last week, I told you the Evolpow lever arms are a tinkerer's dream. 30 plus movements, converging arms, 350 for both arms. The thing does almost everything you're willing to do if you want to put in the work. The RitFit Gorilla does two things: chest press, shoulder press. That's it. $600. So the question I need you to answer today is simple. Does a machine that does two things really well beat one that does 30 things and makes you work for every single setup? Because after training on both of these back to back in the garage, I've got a real answer, and it is not the one I was expecting. Let's get into it. First things first, what even is the RitFit Gorilla? This is a plate-loaded chest and shoulder press machine. No cables, no weight stack. You load your own Olympic plates directly onto the arms. And the first thing I noticed when this thing showed up is that it ships in two boxes. First box is 105 pounds. Second box, 103 pounds. So before you even get this thing together, you have just moved 208 pounds through your garage door. And that's kind of a gut check. Fully assembled, this machine weighs 191 pounds compared to the lever arms, which are about 60 pounds together and hang off your existing rack. The Gorilla is a commitment before you even load a single plate. Now, does it feel like a commitment when it's assembled? Yes, it does, but in a good way. It doesn't move. It's 13 gauge steel, zero wobble. When I sat down and did my first set on it, it felt exactly like something you'd find in a commercial gym, which was the first surprise. Now this thing is assembled, let's talk about the space. This machine takes up 16.8 square feet, which doesn't sound like a lot. In a garage gym context, that's like a dedicated corner. This isn't something you fold up and roll away. And this isn't something that mounts on your existing rack. This is a dedicated floor space that the Gorilla now owns permanently. Now the lever arms, those hang off your rack. You take them down, you hang them back up, your rack footprint doesn't change. While with the Gorilla, you're making a real estate decision. The trade-off is your pressing movements now live in one dedicated spot. You walk up, you sit down, you press, no setup. There's no moving 30-pound arms up and down your 1-inch hole uprights to get the right position in the right spacing. You dial it in once with the Gorilla, and it's there for every single session. For a lot of garage gym owners, that's worth the square footage. But for some of you watching, it's not. Now here's where the Gorilla gets interesting, because two movements is a little misleading. Let me show you what's really going on with the adjustment system. You've got two dials. You have the arm angle, which has 6 different positions. The handle dial has 7 positions with a 120-degree range. So you're not just doing flat and overhead press, you're doing flat, incline, upper chest, lower chest, anterior delt, full overhead, and adjusting your hand path with your arm path. That's actually more adjustability than some commercial machines. The handle spacing sits at about 17 inches center to center, and you've got 3 separate knurled grip zones. You got your wide, your neutral, and your narrow. Now the thing I want to flag for someone comparing this to the lever arms on their own give you just regular steel handles. If you want a better grip on the Evolpow arms, you're going to spend easily another $70 to $80, or even higher, like I said in the last video with the Worm and Strength handles. The Gorilla's handles are built in. That's one cost the Gorilla knocks out right out of the box. You got 4 integrated band pegs at the base. So if you want accommodating resistance, put the bands on the pegs, load the plates. Now you've got a different stimulus, which is a nice touch for that $600 price tag I mentioned earlier. So what can you do on this thing? Here's my list from actual training sessions that I've done with this. Flat chest press, incline chest press, upper chest press, close grip neutral press. You've got your shoulder work, seated overhead press, front delt press, Arnold style press, if you sequence the handles right. And with the bane pegs, banded chest press for explosive work, and banded shoulder press for constant tensions. I'll throw in a few more into that. Shrugs. These are absolutely amazing for shrugs and is a very easy setup. Next one, it's going to surprise you. RDLs. If you stand up high enough on a base, let's say on a torque wedge or some bumper plates, you can absolutely do RDLs with the Gorilla. Rows. This is not just a press machine, it's a pull machine. You can do all different types of rows. One arm rows, chest supported rows, which are my absolute favorite exercise. So is the 30 plus movements like the lever arms? No, not even close. But here's the truth. The movements that I mentioned that you can do on this machine, you can do really, really well. The press path is guided, the feel is consistent, you can push to failure without a spotter because the safety spotters are built in. And that's the thing I keep coming back to, especially with this. I train alone. With the lever arms, you have a little pin for your safety, whereas these have pins and also rubber stops. So with this, I consistently train to failure on this because I know I'm going to be able to re-rack and I move on, which is a real functional difference for solo training. So the weight capacity on the Gorilla is 500 pounds, and compare that to the lever arms, which are about 300 pounds for the 3x3 version. The lever arms don't take as much weight as the Gorilla. Plate loading on the Gorilla is straightforward. There's dedicated storage on the machine to keep your plates organized and close. You can load 1-inch and 2-inch Olympic plates directly onto the arms. The other thing worth mentioning, the Gorilla is plate loaded, not a weight stack. That's actually a significant cost advantage for the Gorilla. Weight stack machines usually start at around $1,500 and go up quick. You're getting a commercial feeling machine for $600 because you're using plates you already own. Now we're gonna get into the pros. Number one, the machine feels real. This isn't me trying to get you to buy something, although if you want to buy this, I do have an affiliate link down below as well as a coupon code. The affiliate link doesn't charge you anything extra. It just supports the Colonial Barbell Club. Number two, the safety system. I like the built-in safety pins as well as the stops. You can train to failure knowing that you're going to be able to drop these arms and you're not going to be able to hurt yourself. Number three is going to be the no accessory tax. Like I mentioned before, the lever arms have a high ceiling if you want to get them absolutely optimized. You can spend upwards of another $150 to $300 on handles alone and then weight pegs and attachments, whereas the Gorilla is a $600 plug and play, load plates, press, done. Number four, the weight capacity. Again, 500 pounds for the Gorilla, 300 pounds for the lever arms. Number five is going to be the adjustability. Like I mentioned before, the adjustability, 6 arm angles, 7 handle positions. For those specialty movements, that's really nice. Now, we're going to get into the cons. Con number one is the price. The price is $600, which is real dough to drop on a home gym. The lever arms are $350. It's a $250 gap. For that $250 premium, you're getting a dedicated machine that does 2 things versus a versatile attachment that does 30. Con number two is going to be the floor space. As I said earlier, and I'll say it again, 16.8 square feet is a permanent commitment. If your garage gym is tight, and most garage gyms are, this will change your layout. In most garage gyms, money is almost as important as space. So make sure you're actually measured before you pull the trigger. Con number three is assembly. 2 boxes, 208 pounds combined. If you're putting this together solo, plan for 2 hours, although if you have your own tools and you know what you're doing, it's going to take not nearly as much time. And it's not a complicated build either. It's just heavy, but the instructions are really nice. So download the PDF before you start. So for my final verdict, is the RitFit Gorilla worth $600 for a garage gym? If you already own a rack, you already own plates, and you want a dedicated pressing quality to your garage gym without buying a second barbell station, then yes, It solves a real problem. The feel is commercial grade. The safety system is real and easily trained to failure without hurting anything. And the adjustability is a lot deeper than it says on paper. And while yes, it is a specialty machine that does two things, if you want more versatility than that, the lever arms for $350 are your answer.